Welcome back, everyone. It's AskCat bringing you guys another video, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to some more HYPERSCAPE stuff. So we are on video 3 out of my reconstruction playlist that I built the other day with my, or the Ubisoft HYPERSCAPE videos, everything on their channel. We've kind of just been going down in order so far from the earliest thing released to the most recent is what we're going to be doing. So this would be like the last thing they ever, oh, well, that's from Xbox, but this would be like the last thing they ever actually released to the community, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and start up video 3 out of this playlist, and we'll probably try to do these first two, or like 3 and 4, I mean, rather, because I do have about 40-ish minutes before I have to go to work, so I'm going to try to get this recorded and uploaded before I go into work, so wish me luck. But anyways, we're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to go ahead and start with HYPERSCAPE gameplay overview trailer, Ubisoft North America. And then if we have enough time for it, depending on how long that goes, we'll go ahead and do HYPERSCAPE 5 essential tips for new players. Without further ado, let's go ahead and turn up the quality for you guys, and we will jump right into it.
Hello, contender. Welcome to the HYPERSCAPE, our new fast-paced battle royale that brings verticality to the next level. In HYPERSCAPE,
They weren't lying.
up to 100 players will compete in a variety of game modes. Squad and Solo Crown Rush are the main modes where Battle Royale champions are crowned. Neo Arcadia is a virtual, shimmering city designed to encourage vertical mobility and fast-paced combat situations. From sky-high towers to deadly interiors, you will constantly need to adapt your fighting styles. Once the battle begins, your personalized deployment pod is your transport to the battle. You will be able to drop in any part of the map, so pick your drop spot wisely. Hit the ground running, because you'll start with only a melee weapon. Hotly contested landmarks are known to contain abundant caches of gear, but high risk brings the chance of high reward. Gear is found inside buildings, closed off by breakable barricades, and inside supply crates located around the map. As you traverse the city, looking for gear and enemies, you'll discover the different environments create diverse gameplay opportunities and challenges. Your competition may come from any angle. Every battle in HYPERSCAPE is a fresh experience where you leverage the varied arsenal you will find in Neo Arcadia. Your loadout is not determined by the character you choose, but by the weapons and hacks you loot. From full auto assault weapons to powerful energy blasters, there is a tool for any playstyle. Hacks are game-changing abilities you loot around the map that grant skills for offense, defense, and movement. You can loot 2 weapons and 2 hacks and swap them at any time if you need to change your strategy. The choice is in your hands. If you find a copy of a weapon or hack you already have in your possession, you can fuse it, creating an upgraded version. Each item can be upgraded several levels, improving magazine size, damage, or cooldown duration. As you discover your footing in the HYPERSCAPE, your squad will be there to help you. Use the ping system to sync with your squad and warn them of potential threats or alert them to potential resources. If an enemy manages to take you out, the battle is not over. At 0 health, you'll become an echo and you can help your squad by scouting ahead. When enemies are eliminated, a restore point appears in that spot. Find a restore point and your squad mates can bring you back into the fight. As your game master, one of my favorite tasks is to keep things lively by triggering battle events, such as the infinite ammo event or the low gravity event. Viewers on Twitch help influence my choice and can vote on additional events, so remember to play the crowd. Keep an eye on your map, contender. As the match progresses, sectors will decay and collapse throughout Neo Arcadia. If you're too late reaching a safe area, you will take damage over time and may be exposed to enemy attacks. Those skilled enough will enter the showdown phase. The Hyperscape crown will spawn in the final remaining sector. From here, you have 2 different paths to victory. Become the sole survivors or hold onto the crown for 45 seconds. You are now prepared for the Hyperscape, contender. We here at Prisma Dimensions hope you enjoy your stay.
God damn. Dude, they had so much information in that. We're going to have to break this down hella. So we'll probably only do this one for this video. But, oh my god, bro. They just let you in on, like, every mechanic I've been trying to explain so far. So, like, let me just, like, break this down for you guys. First things first. You see this, like, chrome chick. And she's basically the announcer. And she's the one that, like, talks during the entire match, whatever. She's, like, essentially, like, the announcer in Call of Duty Zombies whenever you pick up a power-up or whatever. Kind of like that. But yeah, she's basically just like that intercom voice throughout your entire match. Tells you what's going on at various different points, kind of, to an extent. And other than that, they got right down into the, like, looting and the breaking things open, barriers. The fact that you spawn in with a melee weapon. You can pick up, you know, 2 abilities, 2 weapons, and that's not tied to, you know, your character skin or whatever. They pretty much made it like, in some sense, everybody calls Apex Legends the movement shooter. Nah, dude, this was the movement shooter. The vertical battle royale movement shooter. And like they said, Neo Arcadia was specifically designed for fast-paced verticality combat. And damn, they succeeded in every front, because in all reality, that was a lot of the reason people were not liking it, because that's exactly the situation they set up. And if you didn't like it, you didn't like it. And, you know, those vocal minority are the ones that get heard. So, yeah. Anyways, something I wanted to say about the game being so fast-paced and people being upset with it and whatever. There really was never a need to get upset with it like that, unless you were, like, obviously chasing somebody down for, like, minutes and minutes and minutes, and every time you get that chance, they pop a freaking get-out-of-jail-free card. One of those abilities that just, like, get them out of there. Yeah, sure, that could be kind of annoying, but the thing I want to say is, when you're chasing people, you can see their feet have tracers. Because this game was so fast-paced, that was almost essential to them having some sort of tracking, some sort of, like, visible tracking on your enemies, so you can understand what the hell's going on. Because if that was the case, they didn't have the trackers or anything like that on their feet, or the tracers rather, good lord, it would have been a hell of a time to try to track people down in this game, because holy shit, people are already able to get away as easy as they do. And then on top of that, if they didn't have the tracers and you couldn't follow where the hell they went in the first place, then you would be having one hell of a time. But yeah, no, those tracers were peak, to be honest, because teammates had them. So, you know, everybody on your team has blue tracers on their feet. You can see that. Everybody else on the match has red, obviously, that indicating they're your enemy. But yeah, no, they were extremely useful, and I feel like people overlook the tracers in terms of how fast the game was, and taking that into consideration in terms of, like, helping the player actually keep contact with that other player that they're trying to take out. I don't know how to explain it really better than that, but, like, yeah, those tracers were vital for sure. And then we've gotten into, like, a lot of the different, like, abilities and hacks and that sort of thing. So I'll go ahead and pause it here really quick, but you'll see that they have this wall ability, and then you'll also see they have, like, invulnerability, which makes you impervious to all damage for up until this meter is gone, and then you have, like, a cooldown. You have this ball, which you've seen in, like, every video I've posted on HYPERSCAPE so far, because that was just so good. Everybody was using it, let's be real. Apart from if you just didn't like how it felt, then you'd obviously cop it out for, like, invulnerability. You have your slams, your teleports, you know, there's a bunch of things where you could individually express yourself in this game, where it's like you never really felt like you were locked to a meta loadout, so to speak. Like, yes, there was obviously better weapons, better abilities than others, but it really all came down to personal skill and how you used it. So yeah, just want to throw that out there. Also, the salvo, sucked. I saw people using that thing left and right. They were so good with it. I was like, all right, let me give this thing a shot. Thing's ass, dude. I hate that gun. But yeah, the salvo is essentially like a grenade launcher, more or less. But like it doesn't act how I would expect a grenade launcher to act. When I think of a grenade launcher, I think of a war machine from like Call of Duty. As soon as you shoot that shit, it bounces, or it doesn't bounce rather. As soon as it makes contact, it's almost like an impact grenade. It just automatically blows up. Yeah, that's not the way this one works. The salvo works in a way where you shoot it, it bounces, it'll go back like up into the air, like ricochet type style, and then it'll like blow up a few seconds after it's in the air. So you really had to like shoot your shots just right, or you had to get direct impact onto an enemy in order for it to just automatically blow up. Annoying as fuck. And then also something I was wrong about in one of my other videos is when you die, you're actually called an echo, not a shadow. And then on top of that, you actually only need to hold that crown for 45 seconds. It's not 2 minutes. I for whatever reason, I was remembering 2 minutes. And yeah, it was literally only 45 seconds. Maybe towards like season 3. Obviously, this is like beta, like early footage, this sort of thing. Like they had just pushed the game out type thing. But maybe they ended up changing it, buffed that time to be 2 minutes to make it a little bit less easy to win using that crown. But yeah, honestly, I don't remember. Maybe we'll get into that later on during like a patch notes video or something if they did that sort of thing. But yeah, that was really all to talk about in this video. We'll go ahead and let it play through while I ramble on here for a second and get this finished up. But yeah, this game was something. And there's definitely a few things I missed here in terms of explaining a few things that I wanted to. So I'll like kind of make sure nothing like got overlooked, more or less. So I think we're actually on to the next video right now. I was like, why does none of this look familiar right now? I was like, this looks ultra realistic compared to the other one. So yeah, we're gonna go back real quick. And yeah, they really just they really went into a lot of the mechanics, like I was saying. So like you can also see, like, let me go back real quick. You can see as soon as he took out that guy, it actually shows you how many people on that squad are left. So he took out that guy, you get a skull here, and then, you know, that shows you, okay, there's two people still alive, and basically this dude's about to take out the second one. You'll see this skull pop up, and then once all three of those are lit up, you'll know that the squad is wiped, and they can't even potentially come back. So if you know that there's one skull left, most likely... Here's something I just remembered. People played this kind of like Warzone back in the day. So it was like, you have 3 teammates. Here, let's send 2 of the best motherfuckers on our team to go ahead and take all the fights and whatever. And then we'll have the less good or less skilled player sitting in a building somewhere around the map. And basically, you can just have that player sit up until, you know, say your teammates get eliminated or something like that. And then go find one of these pads right here again, and then just resurrect your teammate at any given point on the map. Like, apart from, you know, the fact that they would have to run over to the pad in order for you to be able to run over to it and interact with it so that you could res them. That'd be like the only downside to that, is they'd have to go find you and then like get somewhere near you again. But other than that, like, you could literally just go sit somewhere around the map and let your teammates fight it out and then play it safe. But like I said, because you have this, you would know that there's one person doing that, and yeah, you'd be like, okay, well, now I gotta go scavenge for this freaking guy. My god, dude. Dude, let me just, like, the slam ability was so goddamn good, dude. So goddamn good. Like, this was high-key my loadout, bro. The slam and the teleport, dude. Because you could literally just, you could use this in a horizontal fashion, like a adjacent or, like, diagonal, or you could use it directly up. So you could use it almost like a slam. So what I would do is I would teleport directly up, get myself a decent distance above the ground, and then I would also pop my slam, which again launches me even further once I get to the peak of that teleport. And then you can literally just pull out your weapon once you're at the top of that slam, and it would cancel your slam. So now you're just sitting there hundreds of meters in the air with a freaking gun looking down at people. Bah, 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 bah. Dude, it's so good. So good. And then, like I said, dude, I always use that sniper, the protocol, and either the dragonfly, the harpy, or the I think it was the ripper. I almost wanted to call it the R301. But yeah, weapons goated, abilities goated. You spawn with the melee weapon, and the melee weapon does do actually insane damage, so it's not like you're at technically a disadvantage having a melee weapon. Granted, obviously having a weapon would be more effective. You can use range, that sort of thing, and you're most likely going to get clapped if you have just a melee weapon, but you can get some lucky ass kills with a melee weapon because of how much damage it does. And then yeah, this dude just got the Protocol V, and goddamn, that sniper's so good. The hit scan sniper. The mammoth was okay. I didn't personally fuck with it too much. I don't know. I didn't like the shotgun in this game. Komodo, fire. It was like the better version of the L-Star from Apex. Hands down. Hexfire was goated if you could max it out. I personally didn't like the bullet spread on it. Granted, it's a giant-ass fucking minigun, so, I mean, it's not going to be pinpoint precision. Yeah, the Komodo, dude. The Komodo is literally just the better version of the L-Star, bro. Bring that shit back. Riot 1 was essentially the wingman from Apex. I'd say it was better, though, to be honest. And overall, this game just felt way better than Apex because the mobility, the verticality, and on top of that, the fucking guns worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, the hit detection was phenomenal. Like, I never had to sit there and go, why the fuck didn't I hit that guy? How did I not hit that guy? It was always a skill issue. It was never fucking, oh, well, I was aiming directly at this guy, but the dude's hitbox is lagging behind him. That's some bullshit. Like, I never had to fucking have that situation. For me personally. Like, maybe there's people out there that ran into that scenario, but it was never me, dude. It was genuinely, it always came down to a skill issue. Like, I missed my shots. Like, straight up, I missed my shots. Not like the game was fucking torturing me. Jeez. Freaking work alarms. Alright, I'm gonna have to go ahead and wrap it up here in a minute. We'll let this finish off one more time. And then we'll go ahead and jump right into the next one later on when I get off work. But, yeah, we're going on about 20 minutes here. So I'll probably go ahead and get this uploaded. And see you guys in the next video, really. But other than that, hopefully this was a little bit more insightful than my other ones, because obviously there's visual, like, explanations of what I'm trying to explain when I'm talking about certain things. Like that freaking pad for the res. And also, I wanted to say that I've been calling the echoes shadows for whatever reason. So, yeah, I don't know. Anyways. Yeah, that ball was so good. You could kind of use it in the same way as like a teleport or a slam, where it's like you could send yourself using that momentum, like from the bounce, and as soon as you pull yourself out of that ball, it would still have you in that upward trajectory. Even if it wasn't like as good as if you were still in the ball, it would still give you that like upward momentum still. And yeah, it was, like I said, dude, there's just so many different ways to use all these abilities. Like, obviously, heal is a little bit more self-explanatory. It's just a ring that you have to stand in order to heal. Not really a whole lot of ways to use that in it. And in fact, you can actually get outplayed with that shit, because if you put that shit down and you're around a bunch of enemies, you could literally just have them run into the ring as well, and it will also heal your enemies. So it's not like, you know, oh, this only affects me, sucks to be you. Nah, they could literally run in that shit too and have just an even playing ground as you do. So, I don't know, dude. There's so much about this game that was just so cool. I cannot wait for this game to come back. And, yeah, we'll be getting into the next couple videos. They're a little bit shorter. So we might even do like 3 of them for the next video, especially since we did 1 this time. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and end it off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next HYPERSCAPE reaction video. Peace.